Hi guys, my name's Anthony. I'm from Media-Wize, as well as working as a journalist, which many of you will know me from. I also work with startups and fast growth companies, helping them tell their stories and get really adept at dealing with the media and talking to the media. So I help with media training, providing advice, and with my business partner Catherine, we also help find the right outlets for telling your story. So I get around between 100 and 200 different pitches every day. So being able to actually sort through those and work out which stories are the ones that I'm going to tell, or which stories are going to be the most compelling for readers, does actually take a bit of effort. But I think you guys can actually make that a lot easier through the way that you actually present your messages to me. So the first thing I really want to push out there, and I think it's probably something that Mike would reiterate through his experience, is you've got to get me at the hello. You've got to get a really compelling subject line in your email. A subject line that says press release from company X is just not going to cut it. I do want to know what company you're from, but you've got to get me with something early on. So it's almost like you've got to give me the headline, or at least a good headline idea in the subject of the email. That first paragraph after that has got to get me in. Any press release that starts with "please read the attachment" is dead. Forget it. I'm not going to read it. Don't have time to open 100 email attachments a day. So you've got to get the real crux of your story out there at the beginning. So it's the Jerry Maguire moment. You've got to get me at hello. Don't fluff early on in the press release. At the other end, make sure that your contact data is correct, up to date, and that the person that you're setting up as the contact doesn't have an out-of-office message on their phone or email. That's happened to me more than once. It happens to me almost every other week. So make sure that your contact person is actually someone who is available and ready to be contacted. Make sure that you've got supporting images available for any story. Often the difference between a story that runs and one that doesn't run is having pictures. Online world relies on having images to go with stories. So please make sure that you've got an image that goes. And if you know the publication that you're pitching to, have a look at what sorts of images they use. If they use, for example, a 16:9 landscape mode picture at the top of every story, have one ready. If they need a portrait style picture of a founder or of a person, have that ready. Pictures with people in them always trump pictures of boxes or screenshots. So try to have pictures that involve people as well. The other thing that a lot of startups and fast growth companies struggle to understand is that you don't get to decide what the story actually is. Often the story will develop during the course of an interview. And when I'm talking to someone, if you've got past the inbox stage, it's really about being able to take that initial lead that you've provided and develop that into something. So be prepared for the story to not be what you expect it to be. But if you're well prepared and have your information together, then the difference will be that you'll have a positive story to tell and you won't be caught out with having incorrect information or with a silly mistake, or perhaps even the premise of your story not being something that's at all relevant to an audience. So I'm not going to go on for too much longer, but the main thing is that if you're going to deal with the media, make sure you've got your stuff together. If you cover those basics, it goes a long way to making the journalist's life easy. You know, as well as those 100 pictures, most of the people that I know that are working in the media now are writing 3 to 6 stories a day. And that means that they need to be able to get to things really, really quickly. So if you're providing, not enough information or incorrect information, or having to create an environment where we've got to keep coming back and asking you more questions, then that's going to make life hard and it decreases the likelihood of your story getting out there. I think the really big thing is that when people talk about success, they often talk about how preparation and opportunity come together. And that's the same with getting opportunities in the media. If you're well prepared and have got all your stuff together, and you get past that first stage because you've had a compelling story to tell the journalist, then that opportunity will go a long way to getting your business some publicity and getting your story told.